Casey, if you don't mind taking a stab at the ineffable, I'll share a quick story I had, and I would love to hear one transcendent or mystical experience that you've had. For me, it was actually the first flush of penis envy. I took 3.5 grams, and this is about 2 weeks ago. And Casey, it felt like you talked about the evolution, which I loved with your community, that it's a process, it's not an event. And for me, it felt like it was feeding off of my previous psychedelic work, almost like compounding interest. It was as if in previous trips when I've had something profound occur, it was like I went somewhere else. And then later I came back and I'm like, oh, words and stuff and the meat suit and all that. Whereas this time it was as if the infinite was quite literally merging with the now. And it almost felt like AR, augmented reality, where I could see the cosmos, the infinite at the top of my visual field. And at the bottom of it, I could still see my living room. And I'm still kind of coming to grips with the experience and what it meant and the implications. And I'm curious for you, what is a recent or transcendent experience that still resonates?
Yeah, that's beautiful. And I resonate with that very much. All of my journeys have been compounding, as you just described. There are continuations. And I, so a little bit about me. The reason why I focus on microdosing and began with microdosing practice is I have a very, very sensitive nervous system. And among other things, I have a seizure disorder. And so my nervous system would just go fritz out on its own. And so growing up, I was always very afraid to do larger dose journeys or drugs of any kind because of the sensitivity of my nervous system. So when I came across the concept of doing this in smaller doses, this was very, very, I was like, yes, this feels right to me. And so what we have discovered, both myself and in our community, that starting with microdosing, laying that foundation, and then working up through initiation and threshold doses versus going straight to the high dose journey really, really allows people to gain mastery over navigating different altered states of consciousness, making it easier for integration, making it more part of your everyday life. That sacred and that spirit that you touch into is closer to your real daily life and lived experience then. So it's a very different experience than going straight to, the heroic dose journey and have an either or. It all is merged together. So I have only done 3 high dose journeys in my life so far, and each one has built into the next and has been a continuous story. And I think that was possible because I laid the foundation of several years of microdosing experience, and before that, 25 years of contemplative practice and healing arts modalities. So it all weaves together. And I think that's ultimately nature's goal for us, is for us to connect the science secular world with the sacred and spiritual world.